Guys. Sorry, I'm just getting set up here. Hope everybody's having a great Thursday night. Welcome to another episode in our meal prepping series. We have quite a bit of episodes that are going to be happening in this series over the next couple of weeks because it's a pretty extensive topic. We don't want to cover everything, so pretty exciting. My name is Jenny. If you guys don't know me already, I'm a co-founder of thenaughtynutritionist.com, where we focus on weight loss and nutrition for people who love food and don't want to diet anymore or have dieted in the past and it's never been successful. So meal prepping. If you guys tuned in last week, then you saw Myrna, who was in her kitchen doing some organizational stuff. She was talking about what to stock, what to keep stock, how to stock it, because there are certain things that need to be like hidden away from light and etc. And if you missed that, then you guys can still go on and check out that video. It's pretty informative. You can just go in our feed and you'll find it. It's the last video in our feed. Pretty awesome. Sorry that the two of us can't be doing this together. We'd love to be able to do it together, but we live in two different cities and we obviously don't live together. So we do what we can, right? Anywho, I only have about 20 minutes here, so I really want to get cracking. She did organizing last week. I'm going to be just doing some basic stuff this week. It's just like simple things that you don't think about that you need to do for meal prepping and meal planning. That's not just chopping veggies and cooking quinoa or rice, which a lot of people think, oh, if I just cut up a bunch of veggies, cook a batch of quinoa, do whatever, then I'm set for the week. But there are a couple things, a couple strategies that you can definitely do in order to make it a little more simple so that you know what you're going to be cooking in the week, that meal planning becomes a lot easier, that, yeah. So I actually also have a knife tutorial coming at you. Hopefully I can get it in with these 20 minutes. They go by so fast. So I'm just going to get to it. So the first couple things that I want to discuss just at the beginning, just start at the beginning, and that's on your meal prepping day. So if you guys work 9 to 5 and you have a Monday to Friday job, then you might want to pick one day out of the week to do meal prep. I, however, am a stay-at-home mom. So if there are like-minded people who stay at home with their kids and don't have, they have all week to do their meal prep, then you might not be picking one day a week. You might be doing it kind of throughout the week, which is what I do. But I definitely have one day where I go out and I buy all of my ingredients for the week. So if you do pick one day of the week, then there's a couple questions that you probably want to go through to make it a lot simpler, like, what am I going to be cooking this week? I think that's the biggest one. I do love the idea of intuitive eating. So I'm feeling like salad right now, so I'm just going to eat a salad. But having an idea of what I'm going to put in that salad and what kind of salad I want to have. I had a bunch of tofu last week. Maybe this week I don't want to have tofu as my source of protein. I might want to have something different, like quinoa in my salad. Just kind of having an idea of what you want to cook during the week is going to become really useful in that one day where you're going to be meal prepping. Again, what to prep? Do I want to prep quinoa? Do I want to just stir fry a bunch of tofu so I have it to sprinkle on top of salads? Do I want to make a large batch of soup or a stew or something like that? And do I have everything I need for all of those things? Do I have the quinoa? Do I have the cucumber? Do I have all of the ingredients there? Is it stocked up? Can I just reach for it and cook it? These are huge questions that you want to ask yourself and that you want to run through before you get started on meal prepping. And also, another thing that I never really think about until it's last minute is, do I have enough containers because I have definitely large batch cooked food and then looked in my drawer and I'm like, I have to run to the store and get containers. This is a pain in the ass. So containers, if you go on Amazon and you like Google, if you search bento box, they have a bunch of like really awesome aluminum snack containers. So you can like pre-portion like crackers with some hummus and some veggie sticks and whatever. Those things are awesome for meal prepping. And yeah, so on the day of, you got to think about those questions and make sure that you have everything kind of organized there. If you've checked out Mira last week, then you know how to organize your kitchen. And you can see behind me, I definitely have some of the glass containers where I've stored quinoa, I have flour there, I've got granola, there's nuts and seeds, and everything is kind of set up in glass containers. Same within my cupboards. I like to keep it nice and organized. I was never really that way until the past couple of years, I guess, till I started studying nutrition. It became a lot easier to do that. So anyways, meal prep day, questions to ask yourself. The first thing that I go to when I'm asking myself those questions is my planner. Love my planner. So I'm going to show you guys what I actually use. So I have a fridge. It's not a magnet, it's a sticker, and you can restick it. It's a restickable sticker. And you can see there, we had a Thai coconut curry, baked potatoes, and I was questioning the chili, which I did make for Ben. Tonight we had a pasta. Tomorrow I'm just having leftover soup. I got my photo shoot on there. Like, I organized my week. I even have like, my to-do list. Okay, clearly can't do this properly. I have my to-do list over there. It's got like, I need to take in my patio furniture, everything. I put everything on there. And it definitely helps me keep stuff organized. So that's awesome. Monday morning, I do my grocery shop. I think to myself, what am I going to be cooking this week? What do we want to have? We had a lot of carb heavy meals last week. Maybe I'll keep it light with some protein and side veggies or whatever. So I kind of like think about what I want to do. I think about what I've been eating over the past couple weeks and kind of assess it that way. Like I said, all about intuitive eating. So having something to organize your weeks, there's apps that you can buy. I also have a day planner, which is the best thing ever. It is like completely changed my life. I keep everything organized in there. I look at it like 5 times a day. Just keep it organized. Figure out what you want to eat, or just generally what you want to eat, and keep it organized. Number 2 is have a recipe database. So they used to use recipe cards. Now we have bookmarks, we have Pinterest, we have something called Food Gawker, which is an amazing resource for recipes. There's also Taste Spotting and a bunch of other ones out there. Have a database. Pick the recipes that you like, that you have tried and are true and are delicious and awesome. Keep them somewhere that you can just access really easily. Also, if you have a lot of cookbooks, I like to tabs the good recipes or the recipes I want to try. So they're just easy to access. And I have this organized by color. So the green salads, of course, tuna and spinach chopped salad. So I see it. I've written on the tab what it is. I can open to that page and then I know what I'm cooking. Literally just have to go to my cookbooks and figure it out. Awesome. Having a recipe database is awesome. And then having a tablet stand, if you just like go off your tablet, getting one of those stands where you can set on your kitchen, like where my computer is right now, I just put the stand, my tablet, and I can just, because you know when you're on your phone and you're looking at a recipe and then it goes dark and you're like, this is stupid, why am I doing this? Having a stand, having it so your screen doesn't fade out, and just a place where you can go and just zoom through it, and it's awesome, it's there, it's ready. So organizing, those are a couple tips for organizing. I don't have any more really right now, I don't think, but if you guys have any questions, you can always just pop in the comments and I will be glad to help. The next part I wanted to dive into was the actual cooking part, because I know a couple people out there who are just a mess when it comes to cooking. No offense to people who are like all over the place with cooking, but it is a skill that you can master. Like, it is something that you might not be good at right away, but if you do it over and over and over and you have a strategy for cooking, then it becomes a lot more simpler. So first things first is making sure that you have all the ingredients, and making sure that if you just want to cook on a whim, you have enough ingredients in your cupboards that you can just like Google search. Like, if I have chicken in my freezer, then I can just Google or Pinterest chicken dishes or healthy chicken or dairy-free chicken, and it'll come up with like a load of recipes. So then I can go through them and think, okay, I have that, I have that, I have that. I can make that recipe. So stocking up on coconut milk, on quinoa, on tomato paste, chopped tomatoes, on tomato puree, broth. Oh, what else? Coconut oil, butter, olive oil, flour, whatever. You stock up on the things that you know you're going to use and make sure they're always there. Even if you're going out and getting groceries and you don't need it, just grab it because you know you will need it. So making sure that you're stocked up. Getting your recipe organized is key to cooking a recipe. If you have 1,000,001 ingredients, or even if it's a simple recipe, and I actually have, I'm going to be cooking something right now. I'm doing croutons for tomorrow's photo shoot. So it's a really simple recipe, but I prep everything before I cook. So even if it's like Creole recipe where I have to do Creole seasoning and the seasonings in the recipe list, I pre-mix that seasoning before I cook, because there's nothing worse when you have bubbling tomatoes and you're trying to do things quick, and then you have to add a teaspoon of chili and a half a teaspoon of cayenne and whatever. You have 1,000,000 seasonings there. Do it before you cook, because that's just a pain in the butt. And that's what causes recipes to not come out nicely, is when you're all over your kitchen trying to like figure it out as you go. So chop your veggies, take out all of your ingredients that you're going to use, like literally take out every single ingredient that you're going to use. Pre-chop everything. Don't chop and go back and forth, because it just causes a mess. Make your spice mix. And then when you're cooking, you have downtime. So if something's stewing for 15 minutes, you get to clean. Yay, you get to clean. But like, really, you want the kitchen clean. You don't want to have to clean up after the meal. So you have the downtime when you're stewing something, or when something needs a little bit of time to cook, right? Being organized, having all the ingredients, awesome. It's awesome for cooking. It makes cooking so much more relaxing and so much more enjoyable. And then walk through the recipe at least 2 or 3 times, especially if it's a recipe that's a little bit foreign. Like tonight I had this, I did a pasta that was like a cream base, and I did a couple substitutions. And when I do substitutions, I always make sure that I know the step-by-step in my head before I'm cooking it. And I've kind of thought it through, because if I'm substituting like a coconut milk for a heavy cream, I want to know how I'm going to thicken it. I want to know when it goes in, because coconut milk tends to curdle. And I want to pre-plan the recipe in my head before I actually cook it, so that I know when it's ready, and I can say to myself, okay, I don't want that to curdle, so I'm going to add the coconut milk in last, which is not on the recipe. So I just go through it a couple times, makes things way easier. Another example is like if you've large batch quinoa and you want to make like a Mediterranean quinoa salad the next day, what do you have to do for it? You have to cut cucumber, you need your olives, you need feta, you need some red pepper, some onion, and then you need that dressing. So maybe pre-plan that dressing, do that first, and then you can chop all the ingredients, throw it in with the cooked quinoa, and then you just drizzle on that dressing and you're done. Instead of doing it all, chopping and trying to cook the quinoa and trying to do this and trying to do that, you get everything ready so that when you want that salad, it's ready to go. Walk through it a couple times. Yeah. And then this is such an overlooked thing, but basic knife skills, like learning basic knife skills changed the way I cook. And I don't really know good knife skills. I just know simple, basic ones that make my chopping so much faster. I actually had an executive chef show me how to chop it. So I'm going to do that with you guys actually right now. I'm prepping these croutons. So I'm just going to do it with a little bit of bread. And you guys, I'm going to cut my face off so you can see my hands. You can see the knife. Having a really good knife is key too. A really sharp knife. I forget. It's so bad. I forget the name of this brand, but it's one of the expensive ones. That's how you know the knives are good. They're really expensive. So I'm doing croutons, basically just some stale bread. I have some butter, so I had to pre-melt that butter. So I knew that. I did that. Yeah, so some butter, some organic butter, chopped bread, then some spices, herbs, and salt and pepper, and you bake it at 350 for 15 minutes. So I've pre-chopped this bread. I'm going to show you really quickly some basic knife skills here. First thing to remember is that the knife should never come off. So the tip of the knife should always be on the cutting board. And when you go down, you got to kind of slide it in like a wave-like motion. So the best way to explain it, yeah, I guess is like a wave or like that. I guess I don't really know. I'm having trouble articulating how to do it, but I'll show you. You just kind of, as you're going down, the knife will slide forward and then it comes back up like that. So I'll chop this piece of bread. And another thing is never have your fingers out like that, because you could chop off the tip of your finger, which would really suck. What you want to do is have your knuckles, because chopping off your knuckle is way less painful and way less annoying than chopping off your finger. So the knuckles are out, and you just kind of slide it down, and then you go up. So you see that? I hope that kind of explains it. I hope that the lighting is okay and whatnot, but down, slide, up. The tip of the knife never comes off of the chopping block, and it's always like this motion. I'll do it this way so you can see. Yeah. It has changed the way I cook. And if you guys aren't part of our community and you want to be, and you have more questions on that, or you've tried it and you're like, it's not working for me, join our community. It's called the Naughty Nutritionist Community, and pop in there. You can always ask us any time of the day, any nutrition questions, I hope that kind of explained how to chop properly. When you get the hang of that motion, the up and down, chopping a vegetable, you just go boom, boom, boom. Like, I'll show you. Like, you could just go up and down, and chopping is so much faster. Yeah, that's that for this week. I think I'm running out of time. Another thing that we have going on at the moment is we have a free dessert book. So I'm going to drop the link in this video and you guys can download it. It's awesome. It's got chocolate bark. It has cookies, brownies, ice cream. It's like a maple ice cream. It's really good. And they're all blood sugar balancing snacks and desserts. They are high in protein, high in fiber, good for you, low in sugar, no refined sugar. And yeah, awesome. So make sure you grab that before you go. And if you have any questions, like I said, join our community or pop a question here. We'll get to it, and have an awesome Thursday night. Bye, guys.